Hi, my name is Andre Felipe Mena, and today I'm gonna try to explain about my journey during this semester. And because right now I'm studying my degree in language with emphasis in English. So welcome to my presentation. So to now I want to talk about my goals. This has been a great experience in my opinion. When I started learning English, I had to admit I was afraid of making mistakes and not be able to express my ideas clearly. When I chose this course, I really had a B2 level in English, but it helped me remember important things like how to talk about what do you do in your free time, how to tell a story using the past simple, and how to make comparisons. That last topic was actually one of my favorites, but also this course allowed me to know how to use and shouldn't how to give other advice that tend to this tend to this course I feel more confident tend to this course I feel more confident using English in everyday situation. I've realized that making mistakes is part of the learning sorry, process, and that the most important thing is to keep practicing and never give up. I'm grateful for everything I've learned, and I look forward to continue this journey with more motivation and better tools to communicate. So now I'm gonna teach you how to use simple present and present continuous. For example, in simple present, I've learned how to express the daily activity I normally do during my day. Also, how to talk about my favorite thing. For example, when you want to use simple present, it's because you want to say something that you normally do. For example, I wake up at 8 a.m. For example, I play soccer every single day. It's something that you normally do in your routine. And as well, when you talk about when you talk about present continuous, is because you are talking about action that you are doing right now. For example, I'm talking to you. This is an action that I'm doing in that moment. So easy peasy. So comparatives. Using comparatives, I learned how to compare two things by using adjectives. For example, my car is prettier than yours. I can also say this book this book is more interesting than the other one. Or for example, my house is bigger than my cousin's. This structure help me describe different clearly and talk about my options in English. So comparative is when you had to look for two things. And in that moment, for example, what is the better option for you in order to buy a house? You can say this house is cheaper than the other. So, but maybe this house is more expensive than the other. So that are an example how to use comparative. Now, how to use simple past and advance. First of all, with the simple past, I've learned how to talk about action of experience that happened before. For example, yesterday I woke up at 10 a.m. It's something that happened. It's something that happened in the past. And for example, last weekend, I I visited my grandmother, or I watched a movie yesterday. It also helped me read more fluently because so many stories use simple past. If you want to read a book, if you want to read your knowledge in English, or if you want to get into with the language, picking a book, you also you are gonna find many sentences in simple past. Now, advice should is used to give advice, recommendation, or express what is the right thing to do. For example, you should go to the gym. You should talk to your mother about this situation, or you should um, go to the cinema with uh, uh, sorry, so you should eat healthy food. But when you use shouldn't or should not, is used to talk about what is not a good idea. This is not a good idea for you. You shouldn't do that because it's awful, because the consequences are terrible. So you need to be careful with your decision. So you shouldn't sleep too late. So wake up early if you want to take advice, or sorry, if you want to take advantage of your time. These are vocabulary that I learned during this course. For example, campfire, attic, beef taking, beanstalk, axe, cut down. Is a vocabulary that you can use. For example, campfire is when you go with sorry when you go with your family in order to camp. So you prepare a campfire to cook, or to cook marshmallow, or when you go to the mountain and you make a campfire and the people gather together and start to tell a story and laugh together. So attic is a room that when people keep things safe, for example, or to say things. Uh, Beef taking is when you got so emotions. Sorry, when you got so when when something is awesome and amazing, so that thing take you take your take your brief beans beanstalk beanstalk. Actually, I don't know how to describe this thing. Eggs. Egg is when you cut once, like when you cut once, is something usually is a tool that people use in the farmer in order to cut the wounds. Cut down is to cut something. Finally, I came to say this course has helped me improve my confidence in using English, both in writing and speaking. I've reviewed important grammar topics such as the simple present, past simple, present continuous, comparatives, and how to get advanced usage should and shouldn't. So my name is Andre Felipe Mena, and that was all for this course. I feel great to communicate my ideas, and sometimes I make a little mistake or my pronunciation is not awkward to the thing that I want to say, but I think this course helps me to improve my vocabulary and daily routine, simple past, and advice, because advice for me is a very helpful topic.